you guys can see, there is their brand, SYGAV. Alright. Let's see, it seems like it's a pretty tight box right here. And there it is. They have their brand in there, as you guys can see. Anything else? I like how their boxes are really cool. I remember seeing the other one from my previous one. It was really cool. Let's open this up. Whoa. Nice, nice. So what do we have here? Looks like we have all the cables right here, just like the other units. Let's see what we drop. Oh, here's a little antenna. All the RCAs. And I think they mentioned something to me about a new port. Oh, we got some user manual. Pretty cool. Man, the moment of truth. So excited. Let's open this gently. Let's get the and here it is. Here is the new unit. Nice. So check this out. Cool. What is this right here? Oh, nice. So there's an HDMI cable now, as you guys can see. So I believe this HDMI cable is for external monitors or something like that. If you guys want to add something, like if you have, I guess most people probably won't, but if you have like a headrest monitor, you can connect them there. Everything else looks the same. It's a lot more compact than the one I have because this is a lot smaller, which I believe on some of the newer units you probably got the same thing. I like it. I mean, it still looks the same. Everything looks really cool. So I can't wait to show you guys comparison between this one and the other one. So cool. Alright guys, so we're gonna remove the old unit and put the new one in, which is right over there. And you guys know what to do right here. So basically we're just gonna remove this piece right here, which there's a screw on this part right over there. And there's, once you will remove this one, there's gonna be another bolt right here. Basically everything just pops out and then we'll have access to the unit. I'll show you guys in just a minute. Here we go. Alright guys, so this is the screw we're gonna remove. Super easy. Once we take that one off, we can remove this piece. Just put it aside. And there's this other bolt right here. Remove the screw. Easy. Pull this piece out gently because they're tabs and then sometimes they break. So I like to put this thing right here so it doesn't get scratched or broken. The other thing to consider is this thing. Be careful with those clips because once they get stuck right there, it's kind of hard to get them out, you know? Yep, there you go. So one is out. I have to look for that later. And then it's gonna be these two bolts right here, which we're gonna remove right here. And this is just to remove the hazard. Remove the hazard button. And same thing, everything just gets with the clips right there. You pull it out. Pull it out gently because there's this connection right here. Just want to just disconnect this. Same thing, put it on the side so you don't lose it, you don't break it. And that's pretty much it as far as this. Then this right here, it's easier to pull it from this part right here. So if you press it with your thumb by pulling out. Right now, once you get this part out, just have to pull everything else. Pull it from the top. And that's pretty much it. Now we have a tons of cables right here. Also the vents, just put them on the side because we're going to use them on the other one. And let me see. I have a ground wire somewhere here. This is the antenna. And usually what I like to do is I just like to unplug everything because it makes it a lot easier. So once I have unplugged everything, I can just move the head units away from each other. I mean, remove the head unit from the wires. So this is pretty much it. Let me show you guys in just a minute what the difference is going to be between this one and the other one. Alright guys, so the unit's out. Both of them are right here. So this is the older version, which is the 6.0, I think was the one I had. And so you guys can see a little bit of a difference between them two, you know. Bring it up higher. And here is the other one. So it's a lot more compact than what the other one used to be. One thing that they mentioned to me is the HDMI cable. So HDMI would be good if you want to add extra monitors, like could be for your headrest or like in a dumb light, I guess. But something that obviously us Evo owners don't normally do. But yeah, if you want to add an extra monitor, maybe run it to the back to the trunk. I don't know if you have like a show car that'll come in handy. You can see how a lot smaller it is, you know, in comparison to the other one. Everything else seems to be very similar. So we'll be installing this one in a second, and I'll show you guys what other differences will be in there. Alright guys, so I believe probably the wires are exactly the same, but I'm just gonna go ahead and replace them with everything that I got here. This is the old what is it? The old GPS antenna. So I'm putting all the wires aside. This is what we got. This seems to be here. So this will be for my backup camera, I believe, and some more RCAs. This is the main one. So this is the power cable. So this is gonna be connected to the stock one. So this is where you're gonna get the power, you know. Now, if I'm not mistaken, this orange one is the one for the backup camera. We still have the ground right here, and there's the one right here for the amp. So if you guys like, I have an aftermarket amplifier, so this was going to connect to my amplifier. Let me see what else is here. These are extra USBs. Usually don't use that. For the most part I'm in Pandora or YouTube, so might not need that. This ones I will need it. Here's some more RCA. So there's these are gonna be for the backup camera. This will connect right here on my back, which is still there too. Let me see, let's compare them, see what's the difference between them. Seems like this one has more wires in it. It says rear, subwoofer, front out, front facing camera, I believe, rear facing camera. The connectors are different actually, so it might not work the same way. So I guess I'll have to change them anyway. So good thing I remove everything. Everything else looks basically the same. Here's the GPS antenna. Cool. Let's compare it to the one before. Looks like it's the same. The way it connects, a bit different, but very similar. Seems like this wire is a little bit thicker though on the newer one, but everything is the same. Oh, here's the other mic too. Now, I told you guys before, you don't really need to use this microphone since the unit has a microphone built in the front, so you don't have to connect this. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and install everything else and I show you guys the process. Alright guys, so the first thing I like to do is do all the connections here and then grab the unit, so it's a lot easier, you know. So like I mentioned to you guys before, this one right here will be your power wire or your harness, the power harness. This one will plug in into the one in the car. Okay, now this orange one right here, this says back. That's your trigger for the reverse camera. If you guys have a backup camera, this is what's going to trigger the backup camera to start every time. So normally what I do is like I just use some butt connectors and then get them all connected, you know. I'll see if maybe I just fast forward all of this for you guys, or maybe just explain to you really quick. So I use this butt connectors for some of you that don't know. So first of all, you peel the wire, you expose the wire, and then you put it inside of here. You peel this other side of the wire, and then you connect it. All right, now right over here on this one is where you want to put your camera in. So your camera in will be this one right here. This says cam VIN. All right, so this is the one you're gonna plug in right here. Now every time you plug in this kind of things, it's important to put some electrical tape around so they won't like come undone or loose, you know, and then now you're gonna be wondering what the hell is happening and why your camera is not working, you know. So basically that's it. Then there's this one right over here. I have an aftermarket subwoofer, as I mentioned to you guys, and this is the wire for the subwoofer. Same thing, this one will go right here to give it power, and here's also the ground. The ground will be on the power one, which is right over here. It should say ground right there. So this one, it says ground. This is one we're gonna put together. I end up using this bolt right in here, I don't know if you guys can see, to use it for ground. So that's the ground for that. And let me see, I have one more loose wire, which I believe is for my amp, because I have an amplifier. The amp, it just say right here on the harness, it would say amp. My amp is all the way over here. So basically just connect this two and you're pretty much all set. Another spot that I have people asking me where to put the GPS antenna, it's right over here. Let me show you. It'll be on this part right here. I don't know if you guys can really see, it's a little bit dark, but it's that part right there and the far end. I believe that's still part of the dash. So that's where you can basically stick this on the back right there, and that'll do it. That's pretty much it. So let me get all these wires going, and then we'll continue. And remember guys, we need to remove this clips from the one. If you're changing it from your stock one, you have to remove this from the stock ones. This clips right here, the one that I lost over there when I was removing the trim. So remove these things and then replace them, and actually not replace them. Remove them and put them on the other one that you're going to be putting on. Otherwise, if you fail to put those clips right here and here and here, it won't hold in place. So you need to transfer them from the other unit to the new unit. Otherwise it will be like wiggling around and just completely come off. So make sure to do that. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. All the wiring is done over there, and we'll be firing this baby up very soon. Alright guys, and as I mentioned to you, you have to transfer the vents like on my first video. So exactly the same thing. On the other one, what I had to do to the stock one was to cut this little corners right there, otherwise it wouldn't fit right. Everything else just kind of clips right here on each side, and that's the way it works. So obviously find the right side. I think it was backwards, yes, and then just push it in. You hear them click, and that's pretty much it. Same thing with this one right here on the other side. push it in, hear that click, and you're done. Now, like I said before, these are the clips you have to transfer over. So they're gonna go right here, right here, right here, right here, and this is what's gonna hold the unit in place. All right, so let me do all these things real quick, and then we're gonna go ahead and do the connections and everything else, and we'll be firing this baby up in a minute. All right, guys, so everything is connected. You can miss this. Every single socket it's made for a specific spot, so I mean for its size, so you can miss it. So everything goes connected there. This is obviously the power harness, this is the GPS antenna, this is the Wi-Fi antenna, and this is the antenna for the AM FM radio. So that's pretty much it. Everything else is connected. This is the subwoofer. Over here I have the video one for the backup camera, which is this one right here, and everything should be all good. So I'm about to fire it up and then show you guys the startup. All right. Hey guys, so the unit's already installed and everything, so I'm gonna show you guys the startup. And let me remove this plastic film. Nice. I kind of like that Mitsubishi logo at the beginning, and this is pretty much it. It's already connected to my Bluetooth. I gotta say that the Bluetooth now, it's way better than the one before. So I think, hold on. Let me get this thing. Alright, sorry. I had the Bluetooth going on while I was speaking, so I disconnected. I was saying that the Bluetooth on this thing, it's amazing. The quality sounds really good. Alright guys, so the unit, it's already in place. Everything looks awesome. I already removed that film. It's the first fingerprint right there. So let me show you guys the startup. Cool. Since I have previously turned it off, turn it on and turn it off, you didn't see the full startup, but we get the Mitsubishi logo in the front, which is like, I guess if you wait more like, then you can set that up to a certain time, but I set up mine I think for 5 minutes. So if 5 minutes passed already, the unit will like shut off completely. So when you start it back on again, you'll see the Mitsubishi logo in the middle, and then the normal loading, you know. This is like a screensaver, which I think is pretty cool too. The sound quality on this thing is simply amazing. The Bluetooth is also great, in comparison to the one I had before, which was the 6.0 version. The sound quality it's amazing. It's really, really nice. Even when I share my internet through my phone to the unit, it's perfect. The sound quality is simply amazing. Maybe I'll be doing another video to go over those things in more details, but as far as what they sent me, I'm gonna read off my iPad. This unit has a Rockchip RK3399 PX6 Hexa core chip with a 4 GB RAM and a 64 GB ROM. It's over 100,000 scores on AnTuTu Benchmark. One thing also that I really like from this, it's the DSP, which is the digital sound processor. That makes a huge difference when you want to adjust your sound and everything else. I mean, this whole thing is simply amazing. You guys will be surprised. Everything you can adjust right here, just so the quality and the sound will be amazing. Let me see what else. Let me see, it says IPS display screen. It's a wider viewing angle, anti-glare, low reflective, and then let me see. Gosh, now the ambulance passes by, right? And let me see, 2.5 touchscreen glass, I think is the depth, I don't know. It's a harder material and it's more sensitive to touch. Everything else is still the same. The iGo maps are so perfect. I always use them whenever I need to go somewhere that I don't know, so it works perfectly. And in the place where I told you guys where to put the antenna, it's also great. I haven't had a chance to install the torque cap yet to see how that works, but I do want to emphasize that the Bluetooth connectivity on this thing, it's way better than the one before. Pandora also, and then let me see, adjusting and then setting up the buttons it's very simple too. You go over to the settings, and then you go, where's this, car and driving, and then right here says steering wheel keys. So basically I have mine already set up. So let's say if I want to add something else, let's say I want to put something for the mode button, so I would push mode, and then it will prompt me to this screen. So then I could say, okay, mode will do something. Let's say mode will take me to home, so I can select home, and then you press OK, and then you have to make sure that you save this settings so it'll apply. Okay, and then let me go back to home. So now let's say I'm on music, right? And then I want to go back to home. So basically all I'm gonna do is just tap mode button right here. Boom, takes me back to home. Everything is simply awesome. I love this thing. I wouldn't change it for anything else. I love the way it fits and everything. It's always great. I can't complain about that either. It's so smooth. It looks like it belongs in the car. It looks like the car should have been this way, you know? So this is pretty much it for now, but I'll be doing more videos and reviewing more as I explore through this new unit. All right, thank you.